Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the Professor's Picks. And in the co-captain's chair, as always, the professor himself, Mr. Ken Golden. What's going on, man?
Hey, good morning. Good morning for a change.
Good
So
morning for a change, although afternoon for everybody who's watching.
that's right. Yes, yes.
I heard you have a lot to talk about today.
There's a lot of stuff here, and I am going to spread the wealth around. So there's a lot of stuff in-house that's not going to go up on the website till next week because if I just flood, if I just flood the site with product, some really great stuff is going to get lost.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that always happens. Something
Yeah.
gets overlooked. So yeah, so I have some good stuff this week, and then next week there's crazy stuff, cheap shit, crazy cheap shit, and some stuff. Yeah, some stuff that I had at full price. I'm getting offered from somebody else cheap. So there's it's a lot of new titles. I got stuff like Jupiter Fungus on the way. If you don't know who Jupiter Fungus is, you certainly will in about a week. Um, yeah, it's there's plenty of stuff. I got some. We got in some more East Wind titles, and I've picked up some titles I never had before. So saving it for next week. We got enough. We got enough for this week. So,
Okay,
all right, you ready to hit it?
let's do it.
Let's do it. First one we have here is called A Circus, Italian band, classic hard rock. Comparing it to Deep Purple, Rainbow. Ronnie Romero is on vocals. Uh, Shane Gallus playing drums, but I think it's like actually I think it's a father and son team that put this together. Now, I should also mention some of these things literally just came in. I haven't had a lot of time to digest them, so you're gonna have to do a little exploration on your own. Next thing, sticking with the alphabet, Aliante, Anima Invisibili. This was very good. This one I did give a listen to. It is a four-part instrumental uh, prog rock band from Italy doing the rock progressivo Italiano thing, and yeah, it's got some '70s flavor to it. It's quite nice. Just four long tracks and selling very very well already. We actually had requests for it. So Amarok. So Amarok is a Spanish band. Have a number of releases put together by a guy named Robert Santamaria, and he's more or less like a one man show. He writes everything, but he does bring in ringers, to play various instruments, female vocals. It's Spanish progressive folk with a symphonic prog element to it. I kind of compare him maybe like a Michael Field, something like that. It's very nice. It's very nice music. It's a double CD, so very very good. And Amarok was a Mike Oldfield album, so that was the title. So that's where the changes. The sound has kind of evolved over the years. It's very refined. It's quite nice stuff. This is a weird one. Greco Bastion. And what that abbreviation that you see stands for is with a little hell from more friends. So I think there was a previous album with a little hell from my friends, I think. So this is, I think, the
Now,
sequel.
even more.
Yeah, even more. It's definitely off the wall, avant-garde prog. It's a mix of like chamber prog, Zool, RIO, and he brought in just this crazy list of people. I'll just throw some of the people on here. Marcus Reuter from Stickman, Patrick Gauthier from Magma, Tatsuya Yoshida from Ruins, a great drummer. Alan Benjamin, we know from Advent, and also Alan was in Mirthrander for a while. Great guitar player, Mark Ducray, play with Tim Byrne. The guys from Myriador are on here. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. It's it's like an all-star RIO thing. And Greco Bastion he composed the music, but I don't think he performs on it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A little weird. But and it's yeah, it's if you're into like that heavy, like avant RIO sound. You'll go nuts for this. All right, next we got a completely different direction. Delane, Dance with the Devil. This is an EP with some new songs and some live songs. So, Jim, are they doing any of the old Charlotte songs on there? You know? Yeah.
Live longevity.
Yeah. Yeah. So doing some of the classic Delane tunes with their new vocalist, and yeah, she's quite good. So a little different than Charlotte. Very good. And I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the band. One of your favorites, Chris Pelletieri, War Machine. So, what do you say about it? It's with Rob Rock on vocals, and it's
Still sings really good.
yeah, and, it's like a shred fest, right?
Yep. Six string pyrotechnics. I mean, I haven't heard this one yet, but his last few have been pretty good.
It's on Frontiers. I wouldn't expect anything different from him.
Right. At this point. Yeah.
You know what you kind of know what you're getting, right? All right, next, Clone, the Unseen. Very good French band. I guess the way, I guess call it like sort of post-progressive. To my mind, I sort of slot them in with bands like Pineapple Thief, uh, you know, Porcupine Tree, but perhaps a little heavier. They actually played it at Prog Power, so maybe some metal elements to it. This is really good. This one really surprised me. Second album, Cosmodome, Ad Undus, and they are a Norwegian band. And to my ears, listening to it, I hear similarities to bands like Elder, King Buffalo. I mean, this is, I don't know if you've heard this one, Pete, but
No.
I think you would really like this. And I don't know, do we call that stoner? What do we call it? I guess,
Heavy psych.
heavy psych. Yeah. And actually, I sold their previous one. I didn't remember it. And I brought
What
this.
label are they on?
This is on Stickman.
The Stickman, okay. Yeah.
And
That's the one you mentioned to me.
And Stickman they have a sound. There's kind of a sound to them. And yeah, so
Yeah, I think the Stickman roster is more on that heavy psych end than stoner, which you'll get with like Ripple and Small Stone and heavy psych sounds, right? So yeah, Stickman a little bit different.
Yeah, and I would say there's like a progressive element to it. Really good, really, really good. I like this one a lot. We talked about this when I was doing pre-orders, the new Neil Morse and the Resonance, No Hill for a Climber. So the Neil hooked up with a bunch of local guys, good musicians, and I guess Mike Portnoy's a little busy, so I guess the Neil Morse band is taking a rest for a while.
Yeah, that's fun.
There are on CD, there are two versions. There's a single disc version, which we are out of stock at the moment. I've reordered it. And we have the 2 CD version, which has all the instrumental stuff on the second disc. Next, Needlepoint, Remnants of Light. And Needlepoint, these guys are great. This is their 6th album. Very much rooted in the Canterbury sound, which is odd for a Norwegian band, but it has, and the vocalist reminds me a lot of Pi Hastings. So I would easily draw comparisons to Caravan. And everything this band's put out, I think has been fantastic. So, and we're going to have something. I'll have another when we hit the vinyl. I'll have a different Needlepoint for you. Next, we got Odessa. This one, I can't say I know a lot about it. I did listen to it, and it was very good. It's an Italian prog band. They've been around for a while, and they went back and re-recorded the first album that they did 25 years ago. So you get a blending of that old school RPI sound, but it has much more of a contemporary feel. And one thing that stood out to me The guitarist, this guy shred like a mental patient, man. It
Really?
was, yeah. I mean, he was like, guitarist was like blazing on this album. So, but again, you listen to it, it's nothing other than Italian prog. So, very recognizable. Then we got the Pineapple Thief. It's called Last to Run, and take any notes on it because it's an EP. I think it's a five-track EP, and I think it could be leftover tracks from the last album. I'm not sure. Somebody will correct me. Now here, this is a band I like. I'm not sure why I like them, and I need your help. How do you describe Solstifer?
Couldn't tell
It
you. Yeah.
it it's like elements of, you get black metal.
Yeah.
They call what they call post metal. This prog metal, classic rock. They sing in Icelandic, and the name of the album I should mention is Hin Helga Kaval, and they're an interesting band, but very hard to describe.
Yeah, they mostly get labeled like avant-garde black metal, whatever that means, right? It's
Yeah, and it's clean vocals, not so clean vocals. It's yeah, and yeah, I find them kind of interesting. So they're on Century Media now. So we got that. Next, Terra Maze, Terra Acoustic Sessions Volume One. Man, people go nuts for Terra Maze, Australian band led by Dean Wells, prog metal band. He took this in a totally different direction. This is all acoustic, and I gotta say, man, the vocalist is really good.
yeah, good singer.
So just don't expect some blazing, Dream Theater type things. Nothing like that. No, this is an acoustic album. And I'm calling it Volume One, so this is another one down the road. Okay, I just want to touch on a couple of restocks. Baroque Time Voyager. We had this earlier in the year. Isn't that a great cover? It's AI, it's an AI cover, but it's still pretty good. These guys are really, really popular. Italian band, symphonic prog, led by Luca Zabini, I believe is the guy's name, keyboard player. And there's like symphonic prog, very sort of contemporary, and there's touches of AOR. You get a little, I don't know, you'll hear like a little Toto, you hear little sticks. So I don't know. This might be something for Grant. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, no, no. Have you heard these guys?
No, no.
I mean, they even put out like a box set, like a six CD box set, uh, previous, and we sold through it. I mean, yeah. So I had this earlier in the year, decided to restock it. And the other thing, which I'm not displaying anything, as I mentioned, so for like the third or fourth time, we've restocking um, Eastwing jazz label. Just thought we can't keep it in stock, and I picked up some other titles that on the label which I haven't had before, some fusion labels, fusion releases, and those will be on the site next week. I'm holding out on them, so I just don't, as I said, I don't want to flood the site.
Might have to get some more of those.
The ones, yeah, there's a one by Sam Morrison. We got the Reggie Lucas, um, Takahiro Honda. That's a very intense one, and Hubert Eaves is this one. This is like sort of like jazz funk, very kind of, some of the stuff was really uncharacteristic for a label that was doing Art Farmer albums. I mean, it was, they were kind of all over the map. So, but it's all great stuff. All right, I'll hit the vinyl and then we're out of here. First one is from Jeff Carney. Jeff, longtime customer of mine and a keyboardist and guitarist doing space music. And Jeff, for years, was putting out cassettes. It was sort of like an underground market for that kind of thing. And this
Long
is,
time progressive ears guy too, right?
yeah, well, he was, and then he stopped posting. And then, yeah, so this is an album, an unreleased album he did in 1990. It's two side long pieces, and he has Richard Pinhas from Helden playing guitar on the second side long piece. And yeah, E-Rock mastered. It was all analog keyboards and stuff. It's good. It's good space music, electronic music. So We don't stock a lot of it, but if it's good, we do. Next thing we got in Clone on vinyl. We got in Cosmodome on clear vinyl. Now, I'm almost reluctant to mention the next one, but I'm doing it against my better my best judgment. Lift, Caverns of Your Brain. So this may be gone by the time you see this because we can't seem to keep it in stock. I keep reordering it, keeps coming in, it keeps disappearing. I mentioned it last week. That's the only reason why I'm
Vinyl
listing.
only release.
Yeah. So Greg Walker did it on CD many years ago. So they were a progressive band. Something's telling me New Orleans, but I could be completely wrong about that. Came out on the Guinness label, which was the tax scam label, 1977, I think it was. Very, very good US prog. And so now the PQR label, which is doing legit authorized reissues from a variety of bands from countries all over the world. And yeah, and they're doing this one and they put new art on it, which it's kind of cool, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's a little too AI. If you want to do
Yeah,
land,
it is pretty cool though. As someone who
it's
likes
cool.
horror and sci-fi monsters and stuff like that, that's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
If you're gonna, if you're doing a landscape or something, it's all right. I don't
But
know.
for those who like the original Cathedral band or Mirth Rander or
Yes.
there's the Urfa, you gotta have it. It's like
Yeah, it fits right in. So, like I said, it's vinyl only. I don't know if Greg still has the CD in stock. I don't know.
God, I don't think so. I haven't seen that on CD in a million years.
Yeah. And so, oh, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a single album and it comes with a download card for like an unreleased album's worth of material. So it's in essence, it's like you're getting two albums worth of material. It may not, if it's not on the site when the video airs, you'll know that I've reordered more, and hopefully next week somebody will catch it. And as I say, you got to keep hitting the site. So
Yeah.
people that hit the site all the time, they're grabbing it. So
According to Discogs, there are still CDs out there that people are selling across, no, none here in the States. 30, 50, 60, $80 a CD.
yeah, that's what happens with this stuff. So I mean, everything. Oh, Jim tells me we have one left. It'll probably be gone, but
Oh,
hey,
one
you all got
vinyl.
to see. Yeah, you all got to see what the cover looks like. So next thing, Neil Morse, The Residents, No Hill for a Climber, and this one may. I'm not sure if this is black vinyl. I think this one's on black vinyl. All right, Needlepoint, Remnants of Light. Now this is an interesting one. This is Needlepoint in concert. This was basically it was I think it was intended as a vinyl only release, but it comes with a CD. So you're getting the vinyl and the CD. And now, Pete, with your new turntable, your fancy new turntable, you can pick and choose as you wish. And right. So this is a live recording uh created from jams. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, just came in, but I suspect that it's going to be a bit different from the other stuff. So it's live jams. And the last thing that we have on green vinyl is the Pineapple Thief Last to Run. And as I said, I'm holding out on everybody. There's a lot more stuff to come. It's good stuff this week and even more good stuff next week. So eventually it's going to die out, probably December.
Christmas time, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Between now and then.
Yeah, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on the way. So yeah,
Cool.
that's what I got this week.
All right. Sounds good. So everything Ken mentioned and showed today will be pinned down in the comments. As always, lasercd.com is the URL. So for all you copy and pasters, get ready. It's all down there. And we'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. In fact, all the damn time. What do we got coming up this weekend? We've got Jamie Laszlo and the review crew happening tomorrow. I will be ranking my top 10 albums from Climax Blues Band on Sunday. And then we have Hudson Valley Squares happening on Monday. So lots coming. Till next week, for Ken Golden, I'm Pete Pardo. We'll see you then. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.
Here.